Oh, so what do you got, man? I guess we get into this. This
Really,
mission.
we both of us saw Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part One. I'll let you do the intro on it.
All right. Let me see. So this film, I believe this is the seventh in the series
Yes.
of Mission Impossible films. So this film is let me see. Yeah, Dead Reckoning Part One. So this is kind of a trend we've got this year where we've got sequels that are multi-parts. You know what I'm saying? We saw this with Spider-Verse, we saw this with Fast X, and now we're in Mission Impossible and we're getting a sequel that's also a part one of that sequel. But this is directed by Christopher McQuarrie. I think he did two other ones, if I'm correct, in the series.
Yeah, he did. He did Fallout, and he did.
Was it Rogue Nation?
Yeah, Fallout and Rogue Nation.
Yeah. All right.
He's also the director of Where the Gun. If you had ever seen that film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I remember that one. So in this film, Ethan Hunt and the IMF team must track down a terrifying new weapon that threatens all of humanity if it falls into the wrong hands. With control of the future and the fate of the world at stake, a deadly race around the globe begins. Confronted by a mysterious, all-powerful enemy, Ethan is forced to consider that nothing can matter more than the mission, not even the lives of those he cares about most. And this film stars Tom Cruise, of course, as Ethan Hunt. And we've also got Simon Pegg, and we've got Ving Rhames, our regulars. We've also got Rebecca Ferguson in this, returning. She's been in a few of the other films. Get Haley Atwell, who's new to this series, Vanessa Kirby as well, Palm Clementif,
yes.
aka the Mantis from Guardians. We also get La Bamba's brother, Esau Morales.
Vanessa Kirby, by the way, Vanessa Kirby isn't new to this franchise. She was a White Widow in Fallout.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad right there. And I think we got some other people that also pop up in here, man. I'll let you see the movie and figure that out. But I do want to point out my man Shea Wiggum. I love him and stuff, so it's cool seeing him in here having a minor role. So what'd you think about this, man?
Oh man. With the exception of like two people talking in the theater the whole time that was sitting right next to me and talked in the theater.
That's what I gotta move, yo.
Well, it's assigned seats. It's assigned seats, and it's a sold out show. So it wasn't any movement in there. Like on an early screening, but it started off slow, kind of calm, with kind of a long cold open. But like as the minutes went by, as the moments going on this film, it's a thrill ride. Last film we saw Christopher McQuarrie do was I think he was the director of Maverick. Top Gun Maverick last year.
Oh, he directed that?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. That makes sense.
Yes, he's been teamed up with Tom Cruise for a bit now.
Yeah, that makes sense, but some things don't make sense. I'll get into it, but go ahead.
But I had so much fun with this film. It's, Tom Cruise is still at his prime, running, which I love. A lot of good action sequences. The story was a little bit of everywhere, but you just have to pay attention to what's going on in this. But we had like 2 or 3 good chase scenes in this film. Like I said, Tom Cruise ran, but I really had a lot of fun with this film. And like I said, even though I had 2 people talking during the whole film, I had a lot of fun with this film. It was good to see Palm, aka Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, was her name Paris in this? I think.
Yes, she's Paris in this.
Yeah.
It was good to see her in something other than a Marvel film, but I don't know that actress very well, other than being in the Marvel films. So
did she do that one episode with Anthony Mackie of the I'm trying to think if that was her in Black Mirror.
I've never seen Black Mirror.
Oh man, you missing out. But yeah, that was they had an episode where Anthony Mackie and his homeboy, they're kind of like having a bromance, where they're both sitting on the couch, but they get inside this game to hang out with each other. And in the game, they both have avatars, and one of them happens to be his character is actually her, and then his friend's character is this Asian guy, and they sit there and fight, and it gets wild, man. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But it was a real interesting episode, man. You know what I'm saying? But she was good in that. She had a small part in that.
It's also good to see Haley Atwell in this because she's our original Agent Carter, from Captain America. Overall, I've had a lot of fun with this film. Yeah, some real good action sequences. Like I said, the story's a little bit everywhere. It's some things that kind of confuse you on some characters' motives in this, but I want to see what happens in part 2 of this. Part 2 should be coming out next year. This was filmed during COVID because this is, if people remember when Tom Cruise went the fuck off on so people not wearing masks on his film set during lockdown, during quarantine. This happened during then, so this was like the 2020.
So were these filmed kind of simultaneously, you think?
I think they're filming part 2 right now, but
okay.
Yeah, but they were kind of set back.
They have a date for it. The date for part 2 is going to be June 28th, 2024.
Okay. Yeah, I think they might
be pushed back though.
Yeah, I know. But you really did, because just like Top Gun was supposed to come out in 2019, and it got set back last year.
Yeah, I'm not talking about because of COVID. I'm thinking more of this Writers Guild thing that's going on. Things could be these schedules. I don't think they're as in stone as they were, especially with, Marvel pushed a lot of stuff back indefinitely and.
Yeah, but getting back to Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, right now I think Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie are a good team. This is better than him and Spielberg to get teamed up. So far, I guess this is the 4th film that they've worked together on. So, it's getting good.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you what I liked about this thing. I definitely did enjoy the action. There's some interesting stuff going on, interesting scenarios, man. Even the opening is a little wild. It's probably the longest opening I've seen in a while. Like I looked at my clock, I was like, damn, bro, it's 23 minutes before we get to We get a cool shootout in the desert that sets some things up, as well as a submarine sequence. I do like there's that car chase scene, and which leads to some fights when they're in Rome, which is pretty cool, man. Just to see that city being filmed in, I really enjoyed that a lot.
One of the things that's interesting is they were pretty much in some of the same places like Fast X was in with that damn ball. So
yeah, that was pretty cool, man. So it's cool seeing all that stuff, going down, and of course there's the little spy elements that are going in. We get our team back as well. I can't remember their names. I know Simon Pegg, but him and Ving Rhames' character, they're in here, so they're back, playing support roles and giving you a little bit of funny banter and all of that. But I got to go down my negatives list, man. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good film, but I feel like there have been better. For me personally, Ghost Protocol is my favorite out of this bunch.
And Brad Bird did a good job on that film.
Yeah, man, and I think that's the first time we did get Simon Pegg's character introduced, which introduced a little bit more, some lighter moments. You know what I'm saying, with the team banter and stuff. I think that was cool, and there was some cool just action sequences as well in that. But one of my knocks though has to be the like you said, the story is a bit confusing, and I don't think it's because it's necessarily a confusing story. I think it's just kind of clumsily told at times, and like you, I was also questioning the motivations of the adversaries. Our main bad guy, he makes sense, but then this AI thing is thrown in the mix, and I'm just trying to figure out. I'm like, yo, what does this AI want? Because it's kind of proposing we kind of got a Skynet, character that's also working with the human character, which is interesting. I don't think we've seen that before, where we've got Skynet. You typically Skynet wants to kill all the humans. It doesn't cooperate with them.
Really, in this one, you don't know what it wants.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I don't know what it wants. And at the same time, without spoiling anything for anybody, you don't really know how this thing's communicating with him.
Yeah, it's weird.
They just leave that detail completely out of that.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, but ultimately, I know Ethan's motivation. Basically, this thing is so powerful. Like it's kind of like how Batman did a little bit. Like, I gotta keep this out of the hands of the people. Like, I gotta just destroy it because I can't even trust my own government with it. So it's one of those things. So I think that could have been worked on because this thing is kind of long, man. That is one little knock. Like that sequence in the beginning where they're kind of explaining the mission. Like, I understood. Like, yo, you could have trimmed a little bit off of that. Tighten this up a little bit. Like there are some moments that kind of drag. Later on, my man Ving Rhames is giving Ethan a pep talk, and I'm just like, man, if you don't wrap this up, like, I know what he's doing. Like, I've seen so many movies, but
Ving Rhames, yeah, but for some reason, like Ving Rhames is kind of like emo. He's been kind of emo on this series since like 3. When he found,
It's weird.
Yeah. He's been emo since part 3, because that's when Michelle Monaghan did it, and they're about to get married or whatever. Michelle Monaghan and Ethan are going to get married. I
don't know. Something was weird, man. Something was off to me about his line deliveries in this one, and maybe some other people that just seemed a little weird with the dialogue that I'm not used to, like with this series, up to this point. It's just
overall with Ving Rhames' Luther character, he's the only name. He's the only person that's been in all these films with Tom Cruise. Mm-hmm. And I think he's overall, like, I guess, he's kind of like Ethan's like conscious, a little bit, or he's the person that he's closest with, because this team of Ethan's out of everybody, the Luther's just always been there with him. I kind of you've had like several characters like come and go in this, but I don't know, those two have just been been a team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting, man.
Right now, I'm trying to think of who else has been in that grouping with him.
Honestly, at this point, maybe what's his name has been here probably the longest now. Let me see.
Benji?
Nah. Yeah, I think so, man. Unless the director was in some of the other, it's weird. It's weird because he's been in the other films, but I think in this film he got some of the most like time ever, that I remember him actually sitting there talking and
Kittredge is the voice on it, but he hadn't been in. You hadn't seen him since the first one, but he's doing the voice on them. But at one point we had Anthony Hopkins, like in the second film, was like the mission director.
Yeah.
The third one, I think it was. Third one was Fishbone. Fishburne.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. I can't tell you, dude, but I feel like there was definitely some room to cut, man. And my only other gripe too, man, is I mean, I think what's his name is pretty cool, man. Isai Morales, but his character just didn't have enough of that for me. You know what I'm saying? And I like he's kind of one of the he's a cool enough actor. He did a good job with what he had to work with, but as a bad guy, his motivations were a little goofy, man. Like And I know it's tough to top Seymour Hoffman, man. Like I'm not even gonna try to.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even going to give him that insurmountable challenge, but him as a threat just didn't seem that heavy to me. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until the
who he's working for. The thing is who he's working for. You don't really know what angle this thing is coming from. Mm-hmm. But other than like knowing or kind of predicting what's about to happen, I
just felt like he felt kind of a flimsy kind of throwaway bad guy for this. Maybe part 2 he'll have more to do, especially considering that they established that him and Ethan have a relationship. He just didn't have enough grip to me, and I don't think he really bared his fangs until the last minutes of the film was damn near over, and I was like, oh, okay, he's got a little fight in him, and then next thing you know, we're on that to be continued.
I really like Palm in this. I really like Palm in this. I think she had a bit of a better character than Esai did in this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think
also Vanessa Kirby as a White Widow.
Mm-hmm. She has a personality. She was eating up the scenery, man. Like she was having fun with it.
Yeah. But I really liked her from Hobbs and Shaw also. I'm
curious to see what we get for this next part. Maybe a lot of this was set up. Because if it was, it was a long-winded setup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
that's crazy, man.
One of the things I did like about it is like we had a lot of meetings, or like at least one meeting that we were kind of seeing, kind of like the inner workings of the government and how some of these people come up in the hierarchy or whatever. One Easter egg I thought I saw Angela Bassett's character was like on a picture, and I wonder if she's like the president now, or high director in the government.
Yeah, that could be interesting. I remember her scene in one of the previous ones. That was
she was the CIA director in Fallout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say go see it though, man. You're gonna have reactions, but like a film like this, you gotta see this, man, on the screen. But yeah, my final complaint, like I said, man, I don't like how that rollout, man. If it was up to me, dude, I know you're trying to sell the film, but I would have found somewhere else to cut to show the action of this film, and I would not have give you the audience any clue about that motorcycle jump, yo. That kind of took, like I said, it took some of the gas out of it. Yeah, when I finally saw it, especially when you realize that they showed most of the stunt in all these trailers and these little promo runs he's been doing in these clips, these behind the scenes shots. It's like, dang, dog, you got to save us something, man. Like I think they did a disservice by putting that out there, man.
Yeah, I kind of agree about on that one. But the Fiat chase, you didn't get enough of that in the damn trailer. That kicked ass.
Yeah. Maybe you could have emphasized a bit of that more, or some of the other fights. If you had to, show stuff that was going to sell it, but save that, man. Don't blow your biggest moment, yo. Don't. You know what I'm saying? Don't sacrifice that for a trailer, dude. But now it makes me think, because if you do have a sequel, you got to top that. So what are they going to be doing next?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah. But
like I said, Christopher McQuarrie and him are a good team. Like a director actor. And I guess Tom just trusts this guy, and he's not, between the both of them, they're not letting me down. That's all I got to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So, anything else you want to mention?
I really suggest you people go and see this film. I had a lot of fun with it. I really like that Tom Cruise will get in the beginning of these films and just thank people for going to see, the movie in the theater and everything, like he did with Maverick last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for the movie, man. Check